Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from CLB Craft Creations with another 3D project for you this week. It looks like this week is going to be focused on little treat containers. So this one's going to use the envelope punch board, which I haven't used to really make a bag in quite a while. So I liked the size of this little box. This is the small, and I can get two of these out of one sheet of cardstock. So let's get started. I am going to use I'm going to change it up just a little bit, just so it's a little different. I'm not actually going to use, oh, I don't know yet. I may not use the thinlits, but I am going to use the coordinating set, which is the Howl-o-Ween treat stamp set. And we'll see if we use the boo or not. I have to see how plain it'll look once we start working here. I have a piece of basic black cardstock, which is measured, oh, I actually need to cut it down. It measures 4 1/4, so half of a sheet, and then it's by 10. So I need to take an inch off to do the small box. And then obviously save that because you can use it for something else. Alright, we're going to bring in our envelope punch board. And we'll go ahead and we're going to follow the instructions just as is. We're not altering it at all. So I'm going to line it up with, I'm going to line the first edge up with the start line here. I'm going to give it a press, and I'm going to do this, the S for small. Okay, and then we're going to slide this over to where we just were, which is now our score line. Press. And then we're going to do our triangle or our gusset piece, and then our straight up, and then we're also going to do this side piece. So it's triangle, middle piece, and then side. Okay, now we're going to slide this over, and then we're going to press again. This cardstock is very thick, so we're going to go back to the small score line, and then we're going to go ahead and slide that down. Now you're probably thinking, I forgot that I need to do the horizontal line. I haven't forgotten. It's just easier for me to do it all at once rather than as I'm going. So then I'm going to did my second side piece, and then my corner here, or my side gusset piece, and I'm going to slide that down all the way. I'm going to line that one up. I'm just going to give this one press. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start back at the beginning, and you certainly can do this however you choose to do it. I like to make sure that I get the whole thing, the horizontals scored all the way, and inevitably I always seem to forget to do it when I'm doing the punching and scoring, so I just always do it at the end now, and that way I know that I haven't forgotten it. Alright, we'll put that out of the way. I'm not going to put in the holes at the top. We're going to cut off this tab here, just add a little angle cut there, and then I'm just going to give a little angle cut at the top. Just makes it easier to close. Okay, I'm going to fold and burnish all my score lines. I'm not going to worry about the side pieces. And I know that this is really dark cardstock and you probably can't even see these score marks, but hopefully you can. And if you've used the punch board before, then you know you are familiar with it. Let me actually zoom out a little bit for you. Alright, and I'm just going to put these up at the bottom. Now, picking those back up, I'm going to take some fast fuse. You can use the tearing tape, whatever you use, just make sure it's strong. You could even use liquid glue if you have time to let it set. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to bring the other side to it, and then I'm just going to rub my hand over the adhesive, and now my box or my bag is almost complete. I'm not going to seal up the bottom just yet because I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and we're going to attach that. Now this piece measures which is very vanilla. It measures 2.5 by, I had it in my head, it's 2.5 by 2 3/4. So it will layer just right there on top. All right, I'm going to bring in my Tangelo twist and the Trick or Treat from the Howl-o-Ween treat set. Now you do need to make sure that this is going the right direction, so you need to have it longer going up and down. Is that right? Yes. So the 2.5 inch side is here, and then this is the 2 3/4 right here. Okay, so I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to do my best to try and center this. Hopefully that's center. Good enough for me. All right, get our ink out of the way. Now we can attach this. So my seam is here, so I'm going to make sure that's at the back. I'm just going to fold it flat. I'm going to bring in my regular adhesive, my snail. And while this is laying flat, I can put that down. Be careful, your ink may still be dry or wet, so it's something that may not be dry just yet. Alright, so now that is my little cutie patootie treat box bag, and we're going to tuck these two in. Nope, we're going to go the other way. Sorry, so now with the piece that's got your stamping on it, put that face down, tuck your side pieces in, now put your back flap down, take your strong adhesive and run a strip right at the top of that flap. And what I like to do is I like to line up on my grid mat here, I like to line up one of the sides so that I know that it's going straight, and then I fold over that back and I just kind of give it a rub so that it's somewhat stuck, and then you can just push from the inside of your little bag to make sure that it is really stuck. If you want to add additional adhesive, you could add it to the flaps, the tips of the flaps, and that would definitely stick to the other pieces as well. But for my purposes, I'm just putting some tiny little candy. Just grab candy real quick. And it will hold quite a bit. So here's just some of the fun size M&M packs. These are the peanut M&Ms, or you can put, you know, a mixture of them. And it does shut, so I can get two of them in there comfortably. Just kind of tuck them down so they're out of the way. And then you want to pinch your sides. And so as you can see, because we made those gussets on the side, even though we didn't fold them, they are already, they just kind of go on their own. Now I'm going to take that candy out just so that I can punch the hole in here. I'm using my Crocodile because this is very thick cardstock, and I'm going through multi-layers, and I'm just putting one in the middle. So I'm just going to punch that with the largest hole. Alright, now I can put my candy back in there. Okay, I can pinch that shut. And I'm going to use some of my linen thread. I'm just going to wrap it around my hand a couple of times. Actually, yeah, I want several threads. So however you choose to do it, I wanted it to be thick, so I have several strands here. And I'm going to feed those through. Make sure you get all of them. I'm missing one. Make sure that they're equal. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I wanted it to look very messy and random because it's Halloween and because I think it should. Now this is where, if you wanted to, you could add the little boo tag, or you could even add, you could do the spider. Just chip my nail polish. And then if you wanted to add a bow, you could. I think I'm just going to leave them. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with those. If I tied it off, how that would look. Actually, I really like that a lot. It just looks very webby and stringy. So, and I am not going to put the boo on there, but you certainly could. I have one in the very vanilla. I could, but I think that it detracts from the sentiment. So there is our project. Here is the project that I had made originally, and I hope you give these a try. Try to use your punch board in new ways. If these bags, you have no purpose for this, I mean, this is a great little treat or nice little thought to give to someone. It's just big enough for just some candies. So again, I hope that you will give this a try. Give me a thumbs up if you like the project. Subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. See you soon.